So it was recently confirmed that the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update is now going to be split into two separate updates, one of which will be releasing in summer, so likely over the next 2 to 3 months. The other one will be releasing, they're calling it the holiday update, so likely around November and December time. I did do a dedicated video on this, so if you're interested in what is happening in the Minecraft community, I'll leave a link down below to that video. Today, we are checking out the latest snapshot, and that is 21w15a. So the first thing we have in today's Minecraft snapshot 21w15a is a background change. As you know, with every major Minecraft update, they change the panorama on the home screen. So I'm just going to speed this up so you can see all of it. Before we do get into today's snapshot, the last thing I want to share with you is this. We still do have access to the Caves and Cliffs prototype. This is via a data pack, so there'll be a download below as to where you guys can check this out. Now, it's as simple as going into single player, creating a brand new world, and simply just clicking on the data pack side. There will be this download, and it's just as simple as dropping this inside of here. It will then pop up with a message saying, do you want to add the following pack to Minecraft? And you just click on yes. It then says Caves and Cliffs preview.zip. You then do this, click done. It's then gonna pretty much be ready. So as you guys know, this is the first snapshot that they've taken a large quantity of the Caves and Cliffs features out. It will pop up with a message saying worlds using experimental settings are not supported. This world uses experimental settings that could stop working at any time. We cannot guarantee it will load or work. Here be dragons. Let's just proceed. I literally spawned under this tree. You want the seed? It's just that one. So what you will notice with this snapshot is we do have access to absolutely everything that we have been checking and exploring over the past couple of months. The -64 is here. All the biomes are here. The cave generations are here, but in today's official snapshot, all of that has been removed. But as you guys can see, we're currently at -67. But you can still test these and mess around with these features via this data pack. So it's a lot of information to take in, but we still have snapshots to focus on. Now we are focusing on the snapshots and features that we'll be releasing over the next 2 to 3 months. So here, we have big news, and I wrote it all down on a book today. So what I just showed you via that data pack, a large quantity of those features are now missing from the current snapshots. It says Caves and Cliffs World Generation. The riskier and technically more complex world generation changes, but the Caves and Cliffs update will be shipped in a later update and have been switched off in this snapshot. This means world height has been switched back to the 1.16 levels, which is 256. Noise caves and aquifers have been switched off. Cave and ravine carvers have returned to their old settings. Crack carvers have been switched off. Ore distribution has been returned to the 1.16 setup. Copper now generates between the bottom of the world and height 192 being most common, around height 96. Tuff now generates in blobs between heights of 0 and 16. Worlds created in snapshot 21w15b or any earlier version can now once again be opened. Worlds created in any version between snapshot 21w06a and 21w14a can no longer be opened. So I think you can all agree what you see here in terms of caves is completely different to what I just showed you via the data pack. It's sad, but in reality, it's overall good, I think. I would rather them take their time with the updates, because as they mentioned in the video I did yesterday, if they were to try and push for the initial release date, they would have had to cut back on a bunch of features. And we don't want that. Oh yeah, and just for clarification, the amethyst geodes, and it looks like crystals and things like that, will make the update in summertime. This bat is living his best life. One last thing, the Minecraft archaeology update has been postponed. Maybe going to be introduced in 1.18. It is not going to make the update in summer. It is not going to make the update at the end of the year. So they're going to do that in a completely separate update. One thing we still do not know about is the Deep Dark and the Warden. So in the next update that's coming in summer, we're going to see the introduction of mobs and some blocks. There was no mention of the Warden, but we know the Deep Dark is going to be biome related. So would they introduce the Warden before introducing the Deep Dark? I highly doubt it. If anything, I feel like this is the main part of this update and highly likely going to be a huge part of the anticipation for end of year. So I'm not doing very good at selling this update to you. We do have some changes to goats, but they're broken. After watching Azumavoid and Wattles and reading the official changelog, there is bugs with these new features that were meant to work correctly. So let's get into this. We have goats, we have powdered snow, we have armor stands, and we have creepers. One thing that does work is that the pathfinding for goats, they will not go past powdered snow. So if we were to put this in here... Oh yeah, they have sounds, by the way. And there's actually a video, or coming soon, the audio of how they got that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, this guy is pathfinding all on the black blocks. But if we place this here, we have the white powdered snow here. He won't move past it. Because, of course, they will sink in it and die. They're not stupid. So if this one goes in here, he should pathfind out there. This one should also pathfind... That was so loud. That one should also pathfind out there, which is, thank you, perfect demonstration. And this one will also not pathfind. So these guys have no way to get out. Meanwhile, these guys do. So if you want to trap your goats, it's going to be as simple as just putting in the powdered snow, placing down your goats in the middle, and they can't get out. So in the official changelog, it's outlined that goats will attack players, they will also attack armor stands, and they will also attack creepers. As I mentioned, it seems to be slightly bugged, and they are really not interested in any shape or form. I spent quite some time trying to get this to work. It's not quite successful. Why do you keep following me? Please leave me alone. But yeah, they're meant to yeet the creepers, yeet armor stands, and everything else, even the player, but it's bugged. What's meant to happen is if you type in goat, there's meant to be a horn. You're meant to be able to access a goat horn. That's not yet been implemented on the Java version. Oh, he escaped. Crinkly, crunchy sound now plays when bone meal is placed. Listen to this. I think it's pretty cool. It's about time bone meal had some kind of sound. The next one is reordered some blocks in the building blocks tab in creative. So if we go to creative and in this section and we scroll down, they've been reordered. So you're going to have to get used to the new orders. Once again, it tweaked the texture of the raw ore items. They have been changed. So in this week's snapshot, this is what they look like. So we have raw copper, raw gold, and raw iron. So if we go into spectator mode and just get a little bit closer to these, you can kind of see the detail of them. I'm a big fan of how the raw items work. So yeah, I'm kind of somewhat happier with these textures compared to last week's textures. So just for reference, here is the comparison from last week's snapshot to this week's snapshot. Let me know your opinions down below. Did somebody say beans blocks? Yep, bean blocks. So let's just grab all of these and let me show you what I'm talking about. So like previously, and pretty much every other item in here, it can be stacked. So we now have these, which is block of raw copper. We also have block of raw iron. And we also have blocks of raw gold. I can see these being incredibly creative and see some really cool designs, but I'm telling you now, the gold block is literally the beam block, and I love it. So yeah, let me know your opinions on this one as well. It's going to be a lot easier for inventory space. And like I said, let's go to granite real quick, because in terms of textures, they're very close. No. I mean, there's going to be some cool designs, should I say, but like I thought granite would be a little bit closer to it. That's not the case. Regardless though, I'm quite impressed with the beam blocks. As always, with every Minecraft update, there has been some technical changes. If you are interested in these, there is a link to the changelog down below. One thing that has changed is that you can now use splash water bottles on axolotls, and it will give them 1.5, which I think is 1 minute 50 in terms of protecting them. It's kind of just like moisturizing them until they make it to water, so they're not gonna die. I wonder if you do ever need any new blocks. Nah, you're kind of useless. So yeah, axolotls can be taken from one place to another, and using splash bottles is probably the best way to do that. I'd just like to say a big thank you to everyone who does support my Snapshot videos. It took me quite some time to put today's video together, so if you do enjoy this, please drop a like. If you made it to the end, let me know in the comment section. You're the real MVP. I will catch you all in the next update, but remember, everything we see now in Snapshot form and beta form is highly likely aiming for the release in the next 2 to 3 months. I'll catch you all in the next video. Goodbye.